Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Peachy and this channel is all about my Sylvanian Families collection. Today's video is going to be a top 10 and this time I'm focusing on shop stands, stalls and carts. So basically anything that's a shop that isn't in a building. We did a top 10 of the buildings not very long ago, and this one's kind of supplementary to that covers all the smaller shop stands, stalls, carts, all of those kind of things. When I was putting together a list for this video, this was probably the most challenging one just because there are so many to pick from. But I managed to narrow it down to my top 10 and 3 honourable mentions. So let's go ahead and get started. Starting with number 10, I've picked the juice bar set. So this set was originally released in 2007 in Japan and 2008 here in the UK. The version here in the UK came with the blackberry rabbit mother, and I just really like the whole aesthetic of this little stand. It's got this really nice kind of wooden look to it. There's perfect little slots for all the different fruits to make the smoothies from. She's got the blenders to make them, the glasses. There's also some preserve jars where she's made preserves out of the fruits, and I can really see the Sylvanians being into fruit juices and natural kind of preserves and things like that, so I really think it fits with the aesthetic of the Sylvanian village. It also comes with a cute little bench and a table, and it looks really at home outside of some of the shop buildings, just adding a little bit more depth to scenes. At number 9, I've selected the fruit and veg wagon. So this first came into the range in Japan in 2016 and here in the UK also in 2016. Again, I just really love the look of this one. I like the green and white awning. I like that it comes with scales hanging from one side. It's got the neat little compartments where all the fruit and veg can go. Little signs for all of the fruit and veg as well, and also some other pieces, tiny little stands to have even more fruit and veg on to make it look extra stocked. Also comes with a shop sign. I really love a shop sign, especially ones like this where it looks like it's a chalkboard. This one didn't come with any figures, but I think it's a great add-on to either the village store or the supermarket or the grocery store, and just pad those shops out a little bit. I also love that it's on wheels so you can push it around, and it just really looks like it belongs in a market setting. I think it does a really good job of executing the kind of aesthetic and look it was going for. My pick for number 8 is the Delightful Donut set. And this first appeared in the range in Japan in 2008 and here in the UK in 2010. We've seen a few different donut themed sets over the years, but this particular one is my favourite of all of them. This actual set has 2 very similar releases. The one I'm showing here with the pink theming on the awning, which is my personal preference, and also one with a more orangey and green theming on the awning. This one also came with a figure. It was the Osborne bear mother in a special outfit, but I've specifically picked the pink awning version as aesthetically I find that one more pleasing. It comes with a ton of accessories to fill out the stand, and I really like how the stand looks. It's also small enough to be able to fit in a number of the different bakeries or cake shops, so if you wanted to put it inside a building you could do that as well. It comes with a table and then a little teapot and some mugs and trays, boxes to take the donuts away in, some plates. It just comes with a ton of accessories. I love when a set comes with enough accessories that it looks like nicely packed and everything kind of has its place in the setup. Again, a really good execution of what the set was going for, I think. At number 7, I've picked the mini shop. So this is a Japanese exclusive and it was released in 1999. I love the whole design and aesthetic of this shop stand. It's kind of like a newsagent stand, maybe like you'd have at a station or an airport. It's so little and compact, hence the mini name, but it's got so many accessories and they all just have their own little places and it just all fits together perfectly. So you've got the little glass cabinet with the sandwiches and pastries in. You've got the newspapers at the front. There's a shelf for the books. There's some hanging for a bag and there's some cloth pieces. It's just got all sorts of pieces and they all just fit together perfectly to create this really almost a little bit hectic looking but definitely very stocked stand. And it's small enough that it can fit into a number of different places, and that's why I really like it. At number 6, I've picked this street market set. So this particular set was put out by Flair in 2008 here in the UK. The set is made up of 2 pieces, the toy wagon and the crepe shop set. Japan did get both of these items, but I don't think they got them packaged together quite like we did here in the UK. So the toy wagon came out in Japan in 2006 and the crepe shop in the year 2000. I really enjoy this set because you've got 2 absolutely great stalls in one, and the idea was to create like this little street market. I think the sets do look complementary enough that it makes sense that they were packaged together. If we talk about each of the items individually, starting with the toy wagon, I love the design of the shape of this. I love that it's got the piano on it. I love the balloons. It just looks very fun, whimsical. There's plenty of space to display all the toys. It's also got a space for books at the end, which I like the height of because it's the perfect size to pose the babies looking at the books. And then if we look at the crepe stool, it's got a really interesting shape, being at kind of a 45-degree angle. It's got 2 serving windows, and then inside it's got all the equipment for making the crepes and waffles. I also love that it's got this glass display cabinet on the front with plastic versions or fake versions of the food. I know it's all plastic because it's a toy, but one thing Japan is very known for is its plastic versions of food to show you what you'd be getting in a restaurant. And crepe stands do have these plastic bottles of crepes to show you what all the different crepes look like. So I thought that was a really fun addition to have in the miniature size. Coming in at number 5, I've selected the farm shop. This was released in Japan in 1998 and here in the UK in 2011. In the UK, this was part of Flair's Down on the Farm range, which is one of my favourite series of products in the Sylvanian range. I love all of it, and this is no exception. Again, it's this perfectly succinct little stand that can fit in a number of places because it's quite small. It's got little shelves and compartments, barrels, etc. that fit all the various different fruits and veggies. It's got additional freestanding units that you can pop around the stall to make it look really nicely stocked. The colour palette is super natural. It's got this kind of wood feel and then this lovely green. Just think, again, it's a really great execution of a shop stand. In the UK, the set also came with a figure. That's Dotty Buttercup. She is an auntie of the Buttercup cow family. I do really enjoy when the shops do come with the shopkeeper or the stand keeper or whatever it may be as well. Always think that's a fun addition to have. At number 4, I've picked the village flower stall. So in Japan, this has a couple of iterations. The first in 1999, which came in a slightly different format with slightly different accessories. The version that I'm showing here is the Flair era version from the UK. That came out between 2008 and 2010. I'm not quite sure where it's placed in that time frame, but in Japan this particular version of the stall came out in 2007. Again, really beautifully designed stall. I love the shape of it, it's very interesting. Comes with a wheelbarrow and other cute gardening accessories and tons of flowers. It looks so bright and colourful. All the flowers fit on the stand perfectly. It's got additional plant pots and things like that, and this adorable little, I call it a seed bank, but it's basically a little shop display with all different seeds that the Sylvanians can buy. I just think this looks beautiful outside shop buildings, or you could put it with the florist shop and just expand that shop outwards. We've had a few flower and florist themed sets over the years, but I just absolutely love this iteration. And that brings us to the top 3. But before we go into the top 3, let's see the honourable mentions I've picked out. So my first honourable mention is for the ice cream cart. This set came out in Japan in 1998 and here in the UK in 2007. This is a kind of 2-piece set. It's got the cart itself where all the ice cream is held, and it also has this stand with pretty umbrella and a bin underneath, so it has this little flap that moves that you can push to put your rubbish in. I love that. That was such a cute attention to detail that we don't see super often. I really love the kind of cool pale blue colour with the white. It really reminds me of the seaside. The ice cream holder has little notches in it for all the different ice creams to display them really nicely without them all falling over. Also has a lid that kind of flips up and down so that the server can get the ice creams out for you. It's also on wheels so you can push it around. Comes with tons of different ice creams. Aesthetically very, very pleasing. I love it on beach scenes. I think it looks absolutely perfect. Over the years, we've seen lots and lots and lots of ice cream themed sets, hence why this one is in the honourable mentions category. Possible spoilers for what's coming up, but we will get there. My second honourable mention is for the Village Sweet Shop. This was first released in Japan in 1998 and here in the UK in 2008. This is another one that's gone through a few different iterations. Basically, the shop always looks the same, it's just got different colorways, and the particular colorway I've selected is purely just the one that I have, so it's the one with the white, pink and mint green theming. Again, this is a really whimsical display. It's got lots of little add-ons for the lollipops and the biscuits. It's got a scoop, it's got drawers with little sweets in, little individually wrapped sweets, lots of tins and jelly drops and all sorts. I think it's a really fun piece with tons and tons of accessories. And then my final honourable mention goes to the Burger Trike. So this came out in Japan in 2023 and here in the UK in 2024. Whilst I tend to err more on the side of liking realism in the Sylvanian sets, I just cannot deny how fun the fold out mechanic of this burger stand being an actual burger is. Like the cheese is the table, the tomato is the little chairs, and then it folds out from its burger shape to be a grill, a deep fat fryer for the chips. I just think it's such a fun, cool design the way it all works. And the trike piece is very nice as well, and it all hooks together and you can kind of pull it along. Comes with a figure, the latte cat father, who is the owner of the stand. Really, really fun piece. Now we're into the top 3, and at number 3 I have popped the Interior Shop. This is another Japanese only release and it came out in 2001. This piece is made up of 3 stands and lots of homeware accessories. They all have their own set little places on the stand, and the designers have really thought about how to display this in an aesthetically pleasing way. There's also a number of kind of peripheral pieces which can be placed around the stands. I absolutely love this set because it's just a little bit different. We don't have a whole ton of homeware sets in the range, so this one is quite unique in that regard, and that's why I really love it. At number 2 is Elsie's Ice Cream Bike. This is a UK exclusive piece from 2013. I love this set. The colours, the aesthetic, the umbrella on the bike, the way it folds out to have the ice creams inside it. Elsie herself, I like her cute little dress. Very simple piece, but I absolutely love it. It's got that real seaside flair. It's got a kind of vintage flair by the very nature of it being a shop contained within a bike. I just absolutely love it. And finally, coming in at number 1 is the Handicraft Shop. So this is another Japanese exclusive, and the particular version I'm looking at is from 2001. There is another version of this with just the shop stands, but the one I really love is the version that comes with Cecile Butterglove in a unique outfit. This set has so many accessories. It's also got 3 stands for you to set up, and all of them have their own little compartments, shelves and bits and bobs for where all the pieces fit perfectly. There's drawers, there's a special kind of rack for the quilt, and the accessories are really lovely and unique. They're all themed around sewing and handicrafts. I think my favourite piece from this set is the stuffed toy making set. So it's essentially a deconstructed soft toy within a plastic bag, which the Sylvanians could then sew together themselves. I absolutely love that piece. I think it's so fun. There's loads of little paints, there's little threads, embroidery threads, sewing box. There's just too many pieces to name, but I just think it is a lovely set. And the coloration on this version is just a bit more natural with the brown colours on the wood. And that's without even going into Cecile herself in her beautiful outfit that looks like it's handmade, and also the sewing machine that comes with this set that looks like a vintage Singer sewing machine in a lovely green colour. and all the accessories that come with the sewing machine. I just think this set is wonderful. And that brings me to the end of my list and also the end of the video. Let me know in the comments which are your favourite Sylvanian shops, stands, carts, bikes, stalls, whatever they may be. Let me know in the comments. I'd be really interested to know. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Bye bye for now.